Hey you guys, Quiet Does Music here, and this time around we are reviewing another album, the new Olivia Rodrigo album. I don't know if you could still consider it to be new because it came out 2 months ago or so, but it's new to me because I'm reviewing it now. Well, new to you guys. Well, I'm just gonna start the review. The new Olivia Rodrigo album is a practice of what she did on her debut, embracing pop punk and singer-songwriter vibes. Not much sonically has changed except for the fact that it's all new material. There's also a theme of romance and breakup on the album to the point where it's kind of repetitive, but that doesn't ignore the fact that almost every song is amazing on this album. You have songs like Love is Embarrassing, which reminds me of something the band Pale Waves would do. Love really is an embarrassing thing sometimes. The song is very relatable. There's girls that I regret liking and makes me cringe so hard just thinking back at those girls I used to like. My obsession with Toxic Woman started with all those cartoon girls I watched as a kid. Okay. Pretty Isn't Pretty is like the most indie thing Olivia has done that I can remember her doing. It's a song about dealing with insecurities, which is something everyone can relate to. But this one feels like it was meant for the girls. Pretty Isn't Pretty, I mean, it's a very girly sounding name for a song. The album in general is targeted towards girls obviously, but this song especially feels like it's targeted towards that gender. I love the guitar section at the beginning of Pretty Isn't Pretty so much. Like, it's just so soothing to hear. My favorite song, Ballad of a Homeschool Girl, has ballad in the name, but I would not call this song a ballad at all, unlike some of the other songs on this album. It's her most high energy track she's made, at least to me, in my opinion. And the story and meaning it presents is amazing. It's a song about Olivia, who was homeschooled, I'm assuming, and she never figured out how to socially interact correctly because she was homeschooled. You can tell she's really cringing at all those socially awkward moments she's had in her life. I've been there and done that. I relate to this track a lot. I really love the part on All American B Word where the chorus hits and the rock guitars start playing in. That part is total bliss. I love the chorus on All American B Word. You can tell Olivia is conflicted on Bad Idea, right? She's falling for a toxic ex-boyfriend all over again, and she knows reconnecting with him is a bad idea, but she does it anyway. The message is conveyed in such a cute but simple way. Another banger on this album. Vampire, the lead single on this album, blows my mind because not a single line on the song serves no purpose. Every line is important, meaningful, and outright good. It's a song about another toxic boyfriend that used Olivia for their own personal gain. She calls him a bloodsucker, a fame effer. This vampire simile is so clever. He really sucked all the energy out of her. I guess you can say he's an energy vampire, right? Energy Vampire. The name of this song is called Vampire. Get it? I'm pretty sure that's what she's referencing, energy vampires in this song. I'd also like to mention the beginning of Vampire. For some reason, reminds me a lot of the pianos on Imagine by John Lennon. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, just a funny thing. That's just something I noticed. Lacey makes me question Olivia's sexuality on this one. She sings about being attracted to the titular character, but also resents and envies her at the same time. I'm not sure what Olivia's sexuality is in real life, but on this album in particular, she's giving us some serious LGBTQIA plus vibe, and that is based in Red Pill. It really reminds me of some of the stuff Tyler did on Igor and Flower Boy, mainly Igor. Making the Bed is about coming to the realization that you've been making some bad choices in your life, and the only one to blame is yourself. At first she was in denial about it and was playing the victim, as she states on one of the lines, but then she came to realize the truth. I relate to this song because I've done some pretty bad things to certain people in my past, and then in the future I realized how much I was in the wrong. Logical feels like a repeat of what she did on Vampire and Bad Idea. She's talking about yet again another bad relationship she had. It adds some sameness to the album, which is a flaw, but I still do like hearing the song. It's not completely the same as those two songs, because the concept of love leading you to do stupid things is something she's never said before on an album or a song. And I love the fact that she keeps that idea going with lines like 2 plus 2 equals 5, the sky is green, the grass is red, lines that are completely illogical. The chorus on Get Him Back hits so hard and it's so euphoric. If you couldn't tell by now, the messages in her songs are very obvious. This song is about revenge. This song makes We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift feels like a poor man's version of Get Him Back. Both are teen pop bangers, but this one just feels like a better version of Taylor's song. The Grudge is where I was getting fatigued by the singer-songwriter piano production, to tell you the truth. I was also getting fatigued by the sameness of what she is saying on the track. It's just an okay track. I can listen to it and enjoy it, but it's nothing compared to any of the other songs on this album. Nothing special at all. The closer, Teenage Dream, is what I feel is the most melancholy song on the album. That doesn't mean the album doesn't close with a bang, because it's not fast paced, because this last song certainly is a banger. And it doesn't suffer from some of the previous problems I've had with some of the previous songs on this project. It's a song about coming of age and dealing with the problems you have when that happens. They say things get better with age, but Olivia feels like she had it better when she was younger. You can tell she's confused about where she is going with her future just by analyzing the first two lines of this song. They say experience comes with age, but she hasn't really noticed herself gaining more wisdom the older she gets. The closer is strong, thank God. Honestly, one of the worst things about Guts is its name. It could have been given a better name, something that relates to the ideas that are fed to us on this album. Ignoring that, Guts, it's a solid album, and I feel Olivia really outdid herself on this one. If you're not into very girly themed romance breakup albums, this album is not for you. The album is tighter and more solid than Sour, I feel. I noticed that this album deals with the idea of a bad relationship more than the idea of a good relationship. It's always about how toxic things are in love rather than sweet. That's the realest thing I learned from this project. Call me a pessimist, I've seen more bad than good in romance. And the funny thing is, the production on this album is more poppy and positive compared to all the negative things she's talking about on the fucking album. It really is the perfect counter. So I'll give Guts a personal score of 8.2 and a critical score of 7.5. This thing is cool. Well, that's all he wrote. It's been Quiet Does Music. Out.